Once again, good morning students. We were doing the chapter Desert Animals, which is very interesting. We have talked about a lot of animals. We have talked about gerbils. We have talked about darkling beetles. We have talked about rattlesnakes, python, mongoose, and finally we were talking about camels. So we know camel can drink up to 500 glasses in a day and can stay without water for 10 months. There are some other interesting facts about the camel. There are two different kinds of camel. So we are talking about camels and there are two different kinds. As you can see in the picture, this camel is different from what we see. It has got two humps. One known as the dromedary. So one camel is known as dromedary. Which one? Which has a single hump, which has got only one hump, that is called dromedary. The other is called Bactrian camel and has two humps. So here the interesting thing is there are two kinds of camels. One is dromedary having one hump, Bactrian having two humps. The humps help the animal to survive is live in the desert by acting as a storage container. That means it stores food for the camel and not water as normally we generally believe. The hump of a camel stores a lot of fat, but it does not store water in its hump, which is a wrong belief. But they don't store water, as many people wrongly believe. They are full of fat, and this fat, when they do not get food for some days in the desert, because there are very less food available in a desert, very few plants, so the camel uses its hump, the fat stored in its hump. That is what they use when they are in need of food. The body absorbs this fat from the hump and takes care of their food need. So it is a wrong belief that camels store water in their hump. No, they store fat. Fat is the food which the body requires. And whenever they are short of food, whenever they are short of plants to eat, the body absorbs this fat from these humps and takes care of their food need. This fat nourishes the camels, that is, takes care of its food needs. When food is scarce is very less. When food availability is very less, it is the hump which takes care of the camel. The body absorbs this fat from this hump. And when it absorbs fat from these humps, it shrinks. Shrink is get small in size. It is the opposite of expand. You know expand, that is increase in size, and shrink is decrease in size. So when the body absorbs fat from these humps, the humps shrink as the fat is used up by the body. There are many other ways in which camels are adapted to desert life. There are many other ways which they have not written here, but I'll tell you. Their mouths are so tough. Their mouths are so tough, that is the lips. Because in a desert, normally you find thorny bushes. Thorny means having lot of thorns, kante. But their mouth, their lips are so strong that they cannot feel it or they cannot pierce it. The thorns do not pierce their mouth, and they are easily able to eat these thorny bushes. Plus, something which is not written here, they also have long legs, so that their body is away from the heated ground, because the ground is very hot in deserts. It's very hot, so their body is away from the ground. So that is why they have got tall legs. Plus one thing more, that is eyelids. You have on the eyelids you have got eyelashes. So they have very long eyelashes with which they cover their eyes. In desert, there are a lot of wind. There is a lot of wind which blows, and with the wind, sand also blows, and which can get into your eyes. But they have got long eyelashes which protects them from this sand which is blown during the wind, the sand which is blown when the wind is blowing. So these are many ways for the camel, the way for it to survive in a desert. One thing first we said, it is that it has got shaggy coat. That means its body is full of hair during the winters to keep it warm. And when summers come, they shed this hair and their coat becomes tidier, neater, and which keeps them cool. Plus they have got a hump which stores food. Plus it can drink up to 500 glasses of water in just 10 minutes and can stay without water for many days and months, up to 10 months. And then we learned that there are two kinds of camels. One is dromedary, single hump, and the other is Bactrian, which has got two humps. And this hump stores food whenever there are shortage of food. So these are the things which help the camel to survive in a desert. So that is all for this chapter. Thank you all of you and have a nice day. Take care.